And I'm starting to think that my grandma's in trouble.
Who's ready to celebrate?
I'm gonna make sure you don't go down.
To our future.
General Hospital.
Willow had always believed that danger announced itself with sirens, shadows, and unmistakable signs. But the truth was far more unsettling. Sometimes it arrived dressed in a calm smile, a polite knock, and a voice that never needed to rise to be terrifying. That was exactly how Sidwell entered her day. The morning had started gently enough. Sunlight slipped through the hospital windows, painting pale gold across Willow's desk. She was halfway through organizing patient files when she sensed it, that inexplicable shift in the air, like warmth being quietly replaced by cold. She looked up, expecting a nurse or colleague. Instead, Sidwell stood in the doorway. He didn't rush, he didn't scowl. He simply watched her with that unnerving composure, hands folded behind his back as though he owned every inch of space he occupied. "Miss Tate," he said smoothly, "you look radiant today." Willow's stomach tightened. Compliments from men like Sidwell were never compliments. They were claims. "I'm working," she replied evenly, forcing calm into her voice. "If you need medical assistance, you'll have to check in." "Oh, I don't need a doctor," he interrupted, stepping inside and closing the door with quiet finality. "I need cooperation." The word lingered like smoke. Willow stood slowly, every instinct alert. "I don't know what you're talking about." Sidwell smiled, not kindly. "You're very brave, or very naive. Sometimes I can't tell the difference." Her pulse quickened. "If this is about Drew or Michael or—" "It's about you," Sidwell said softly. The room seemed to shrink. He moved closer, stopping just inside her personal space, not touching, not threatening in any obvious way, yet the threat radiated from him like heat from a flame. "I have something I want, and you're going to give it to me." Willow's mind raced. "I don't have anything of yours." Sidwell tilted his head. "Not yet, but you will." A chill crept along her spine. "I'm not helping you with anything." He sighed, almost disappointed. "I misunderstand. This isn't a request. It's a timeline." Willow's heart hammered, but she held his gaze. "You can't scare me into doing something illegal." "No," Sidwell said calmly, "but I can motivate you." He reached into his pocket. Willow tensed, but he only withdrew a folded photograph. He placed it gently on her desk and slid it toward her. She looked down. Her breath stopped. It was a picture of Willow and Wiley at the park, taken recently, close enough to capture Wiley's laugh, her hand brushing his hair, intimate, personal, unmistakably surveillance. Ice flooded her veins. "You're a devoted mother," Sidwell said quietly. "Admirable, inspiring even." Willow's hands trembled. "You stay away from my son." "Then we understand each other," he replied, voice still maddeningly calm. "I need access, certain records, quietly, without questions." "I won't do it," she whispered. Sidwell leaned closer, his words brushing her ear. "You will, because if you don't, accidents happen, children wander, hospitals misplace files, tragedy finds families who refuse to cooperate." Rage exploded through her fear. "You're sick." He straightened, smiling faintly. "I'm efficient." Willow swallowed hard, forcing strength into her voice. "If you ever go near Wiley, you'll do exactly what I ask," Sidwell finished. "Yes, that's the idea." He stepped back toward the door, composure immaculate. "You have 48 hours. After that, I begin reminders." He opened the door, then paused. "Oh, and don't tell Jason. He tends to overreact." The door clicked shut behind him. Willow collapsed into her chair, shaking. Jason. Her mind clung to his name like a lifeline. Jason had learned long ago that danger had patterns. It left traces. It whispered before it struck. And when Willow called him an hour later, voice too controlled, breathing too shallow, he recognized the sound instantly. Fear. Real fear. He found her in the park that evening, exactly where she'd asked. Twilight softened the world around them, children's laughter fading as families drifted home. But Willow sat rigid on the bench, hands clasped, eyes scanning every shadow. Jason approached slowly, deliberately visible. "Hey." She turned, and the relief in her face hit him like a punch. "Jason," she breathed. He sat beside her, close but not crowding. "What happened?" Willow hesitated. Jason waited. He always waited, steady, patient, unmovable as stone. It was one of the reasons she trusted him more than anyone she'd ever known. Finally, she pulled the photograph from her bag and handed it to him. Jason's eyes hardened instantly. "Sidwell," he said. Willow nodded, throat tight. "He came to my office. Did he touch you?" The question came out quiet, lethal. "No," she said quickly, "but Jason, he's watching us. He threatened Wiley." The world went cold inside Jason. "He what?" Her voice broke. "He wants me to access hospital records, something confidential. He didn't say exactly what, but he said if I don't do it—" She couldn't finish. Jason didn't need her to. His jaw tightened, every muscle going still. "You're not doing anything for him." "I know," she whispered. "But he has pictures, Jason. He knows our routines. He knows where Wiley plays." Jason's eyes swept the park automatically, assessing exits, distances, cover, instinct already shifting into protection mode. "He thinks he can scare you," Jason said quietly. "He can't." Willow shook her head. "You didn't see him. He's calm, like he already knows he's going to win." Jason's voice dropped to a promise. "He's wrong." She looked at him then, really looked, and something steadied inside her. Jason never made loud vows. He didn't posture or dramatize. When he said something, it became reality. "What are you going to do?" she asked softly. His gaze moved back to the fading light. "Handle it." Willow exhaled, tension easing just slightly. "You always say that like it's simple." "For me, it is." A faint, incredulous laugh escaped her. "You're terrifying, you know that?" Jason glanced at her. "You're not scared of me." "No," she said, surprising herself with how certain it felt. "I'm not." Silence settled between them, comfortable, warm despite the danger circling them. Willow studied him. "You're going to confront him?" "Yes." "Jason." "He threatened your son," Jason said evenly. "There's no version of this where I don't act." Her chest tightened. "I don't want you getting hurt because of me." "You won't be the reason," he said. "He is." She hesitated, then reached out, her fingers brushing his hand. Jason stilled at the contact, but didn't pull away. "Be careful," she whispered. His eyes softened almost imperceptibly. "I will." Willow smiled faintly. "You say that like you believe it." "I do." She squeezed his hand once before letting go. "Okay." Jason stood. "I'll take care of it tonight." "Tonight?" Her eyes widened. "The sooner he understands the boundaries, the safer you and Wiley are." Willow shook her head in disbelief. "You really don't hesitate, do you?" "No." She laughed quietly. "It's kind of impressive." Jason's mouth almost curved. "Kind of?" "Don't push it," she teased. For a moment, the fear receded. They were just two people on a bench, trading small smiles under a violet sky. Then reality returned. "Jason," she said softly. "Yeah. Thank you." He met her gaze. "Always." Cullum was used to danger. He lived in it, breathed it, shaped it. But even he felt the shift when Jason Morgan walked into the warehouse. No hesitation, no backup visible, just that silent, lethal confidence that made men reconsider their life choices. Cullum smirked anyway. "You're either brave or stupid." Jason stopped 10 feet away. "Sidwell sent you." Cullum's smile widened. "I don't take orders." "You deliver threats. That makes you a messenger." Cullum laughed. "You here to shoot me, hero?" Jason's voice remained flat. "You threatened a woman and a child." "Collateral," Cullum shrugged. "Sidwell wants leverage." Jason took one step closer. Cullum's grin faltered slightly. "Careful. Here's how this works. You tell Sidwell he's done. No contact with Willow, no surveillance, no pressure." Cullum scoffed. "Or what?" Jason's eyes went cold as winter steel. "I eliminate the problem." Silence hit the room. Cullum studied him, really studied him, and saw it then. Not anger, not bluff, not posturing. Certainty. "You think you can touch Sidwell?" Cullum said. "I don't need to. I just need to remove the people he uses." Cullum's hand drifted toward his jacket. "That a threat?" Jason's stance shifted, subtle, lethal. "It's a promise." The air crackled. Cullum hesitated.
In that instant, he understood something vital. Jason wasn't negotiating. He wasn't playing territory games. He was protecting someone. And men like Jason were unstoppable when protecting. Cullum lowered his hand slowly. "You're serious?" "Yes." "Over a nurse?" Jason's voice dropped. "Over family." Cullum exhaled. "You're making this personal. It already is." A long pause stretched between them. Finally, Cullum lifted both hands slightly. "Fine, I'll pass the message." Jason didn't move. "You'll mean it." Cullum held his gaze. "You're intense, you know that?" "I'm effective." A reluctant chuckle escaped Cullum. "Yeah, I see that." Jason turned to leave, then stopped. "If Sidwell contacts her again—" "I know," Cullum said. "You eliminate the problem." Jason looked back once. "Exactly." And then he was gone. Cullum stared at the empty doorway, pulse still elevated. "Damn," he muttered. "That guy's terrifying." Willow was halfway through making tea when the knock came. Her heart jumped, but the moment she opened the door and saw Jason, relief flooded her face. "You're back." He stepped inside. "It's handled." She searched his expression. "Handled how?" "I spoke to Cullum." "And?" "He won't approach you again." Willow blinked. "That's it?" Jason shrugged faintly. He understood. She stared at him, half amazed, half amused. "You just walk into criminal warehouses and make threats, and people agree?" "Usually." A laugh burst out of her, unexpected, bright. "You're unreal." Jason watched her smile, something warm flickering behind his eyes. "You're safe." Her laughter faded into something softer. "You always make it sound so simple." "It is," he said. "You matter, so I act." The words hung between them. Willow swallowed. "Jason." He shifted slightly, suddenly less certain. "Yeah." "You didn't have to do this." "I did." "Why?" He held her gaze. "Because you asked." "I didn't." "You called," he said quietly. "That's asking." Emotion rose unexpectedly in her chest. "You're impossible." Jason tilted his head. "Why?" "Because you don't even realize how much you care." He looked genuinely confused. "I care about people I trust." "And you're one of them?" "Yes." Her smile softened. "Good." Silence settled, thick, warm, electric. Willow stepped closer. "Thank you for protecting us." Jason's voice lowered. "Always." She hesitated, then leaned forward and kissed his cheek, quick, gentle, grateful. Jason froze. Willow pulled back, suddenly shy. "Sorry, I just—" He shook his head. "You don't have to apologize." Their eyes met. Something shifted. Not fear, not tension, possibility. Jason cleared his throat. "You should still be careful until Sidwell backs off completely." "I will," she said, "but I feel better knowing you're out there." "I am." She smiled. "My very own silent bodyguard." Jason's mouth almost curved. "You make me sound dramatic." "You are dramatic. You just do it quietly." A rare hint of amusement flickered across his face. "Maybe." She stepped back toward the kitchen. "Tea?" He nodded. "Sure." Willow poured 2 cups, hands steadier now. When she handed him one, their fingers brushed again, lingering this time. Jason didn't pull away. Neither did she. They stood in her small kitchen, tea steaming between them, danger temporarily held at bay by something warmer and far more powerful. Trust. Jason took a sip. "You're smiling." "I am," she admitted. "Why?" She looked at him. "Because for the first time since Sidwell walked into my office, I'm not scared." Jason set his cup down. "Good." Willow tilted her head. "You really would have eliminated him, wouldn't you?" Jason met her gaze without hesitation. "Yes." Her breath caught, not in fear, but awe. "Wow." "You don't approve," he said. "I do," she said softly, "when it's for us." The word slipped out naturally. Us. Jason noticed. He didn't look away. "Then it's settled," he said quietly. "He won't come near you again." Willow's smile returned, slow, radiant, relieved. "I believe you." Outside, night deepened over Port Charles. Somewhere in the shadows, Sidwell's plans began to unravel, threads snapping under pressure he hadn't anticipated, because he'd threatened the wrong woman and awakened the wrong man. Inside the warm light of Willow's kitchen, Jason and Willow stood close, cups forgotten, danger fading into the distance as something new and undeniable began to grow, unexpected, fragile, and fiercely alive. And for the first time in a long while, Willow felt not just protected, but cherished. And Jason, who rarely allowed himself anything beyond duty and loyalty, felt something equally dangerous blooming in his guarded heart. Not fear, not obligation, but love.
The only one who can give him what he needs right now.
The alternative to making this agreement was unacceptable. I had to put it to bed.
Why won't you let this go?
Just because you can do it. Maybe we should show him that by doing the opposite.
I just need to know how far you would go to protect her.
Now it's time to do it my way.